Hey, Stealth Camping Alliance. It's Sunday, December 17th. It's raining. It's kind of cruddy outside. But this is it, man. This is the window that I have to do my stealth camp for December. So here we go. Just like that, it's no longer sunny outside. Well, it wasn't sunny, but it's definitely no longer daylight. I'm not too far from where I want to be tonight, but I've got to stop here and pick some stuff up. Yeah. GPS lady says I am 31 minutes away from my destination, so let's get to getting. And I am in the beautiful northwest corner of Connecticut. Can't see the beauty tonight, but I'll try to capture some tomorrow. Okay, so I'm in the van and I'm pretty much set up for bed mode. I am waiting for my dinner to be ready for me to cook. I wanted to do a special meal, and the meal that I have is pretty easy to cook, but it takes a little assembly and a little bit of time. So as per usual, the van setup being that it's actually raining outside now, and I definitely did not have a tent trip in me still, but hey, I got these cool lights earlier this year and I forgot all about them, but they are definitely providing some ambient light. And of course, here are the window coverings that my husband custom made. I always forget the windshield one, so I'm going to have to figure something out for the front windshield because that one's separate. And I've got, once again, the UST mat that I used last month, and of course, the Freelaxy sheet. Freelaxy, don't do it. And there's my gray tote that is going to serve as whatever I need it to surface-wise. And I'm pretty excited about a new addition. Now, you can laugh, but for anyone who has ever given birth, I think you'll identify with me and appreciate it. This. Oh yeah. Got me a porta potty setup. I got this from Facebook Marketplace for 20 bucks. You know, once you've had some kids, you're going to get up 15 times in the middle of the night to use a bathroom. And I don't want to have to leave this van because, again, it's raining out. It's a little chilly. It's still unseasonably warm for December, but it's definitely cold and wet, and I don't want to have to leave my car. And I forgot about my special guest. My husband says somebody left this on my car today. It's a gnome. It was getting wet on the car, so he brought it inside. So now I've got a buddy to enjoy this stealth camp with. So one of the things that I wanted to do was have mini cheesecakes. Last year when I did my stealth camp, my first one, so actually this is now 1 year that I've been in the Stealth Camping Alliance. Which is pretty cool. But last year I was able to pick up some Philadelphia cream cheesy dessert that had like fruit and graham cracker crumbs and almost kind of tasted like a cheesecake. And I was really hoping to find that when I went to the store tonight, but alas, no. So I did find these, and I got some cream cheese, and I got some raspberries because they were the cheapest fruit that I could buy. I think I'm going to try to make something like a mini cheesecake for dessert. That doesn't look too bad. That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to having those for dessert. So I'm going to put these in the cooler, and once dinner is done congealing, I am going to make dinner. All right, I am going to start getting going on dinner. It's raining, but I think I should be able to do this. All right, thankfully I have my lighter. Let me get the pan on. And this is dinner. These are called shotgun shells. So they are hamburger and hot sausage with onions and peppers, stuffed in a manicotti shell, rolled in a strip of bacon, and covered in barbecue sauce. Supposed to let them sit for 4 hours once I wrap them in bacon, but it's been about 2.5 and I'm pretty hungry. So let's get them on the frying pan. Oh yes, those are going to be good. I'm going to cover them up. They've got to cook for about 20 or so minutes. And they are going to be delicious. So while I'm waiting for those shotgun shells to be ready, this month's Stealth Camping Alliance challenge, yeah, Kevin's Camping Adventures. And the challenge was to talk about the holiday that you celebrate and to name something you're thankful for. So for me, the holiday that I am celebrating is Christmas. Celebrated Christmas all my life, and it has even more meaning for me now that I'm a follower of Christ. I think the list of what I'm thankful for, I don't think I could just stop at one. I have an awful lot to be thankful for. If you've watched any of my other videos, especially this year, you know that I have had some health challenges. I've had rheumatoid arthritis for about a dozen years, and this year has been the last, I would say, since last October of 2022. It's been a real challenge because I have either failed or developed an allergic reaction to about 10 medications, which is very uncommon. So my RA has been pretty much out of control. I haven't been able to backpack anywhere near what I want to backpack. I had a goal to do 150 miles of the AT this year because I'm section hiking the Appalachian Trail, and I think we tapped out at about 60 maybe. But I've completed 700 miles on the Appalachian Trail, and I'm excited about that. I'm thankful that I have a relationship with Jesus, and I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going to spend eternity. That's the thing that I'm probably most thankful for. But I'm thankful for my husband. I'm thankful for my family. I have 4 biological kids. I got a baby in heaven that I'm going to get to see again someday. I've got 2 stepkids, and I've got a couple of kids that are like kids to me, even if they're not my biological kids, and I'm thankful for all of them. I've got 11 grandchildren. That's right, 11. And I'm in my 50s, so I'm thankful for every single one of them. They range in age from 3 to 17, and I'm grateful for them. And I'm grateful for all of you guys that are watching this video. People that have subscribed to my channel, maybe you just stumbled across it. People in the Stealth Camping Alliance, I'm very grateful to be part of the Stealth Camping Alliance. I have always been a bit of an outlier, always kind of felt like I didn't fit in most places, but I feel like I've found a good group of people that I fit in with in the SCA. Whatever holiday you celebrate this time of year, I wish you all the blessings in the world for that. And now, I've got to check on my shotgun shells. Alright, so a couple of them might have gotten a little well done, but I mean, it's barbecue. Just going to slap some more barbecue sauce on it and it'll taste great. They are coming along. Are you hungry? Do you like shotgun shells? Do you eat meat? Alright. So the reason that you have to let them sit is the bacon softens the manicotti shell. It takes about 4 hours. I only gave it about 2 because I'm starving. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. I almost forgot that I got a special drink to have with dinner. and to maybe keep me from getting heartburn from that spicy sausage. Eggnog, gotta have it. A sampling of the Christmas cookies that my granddaughters and I made. We've got the peanut butter kisses and the candy cane cookies. These candy cane cookies I've been making since my kids were little, and for some reason they love them at Christmas, so we make them every year. I decided I have to have at least one bite of this cheesecakey stuff since I made it, so I'm gonna have a bite. All right, cheesecakey, kinda. It's pretty good. Definitely not as sweet as cheesecake, and definitely pretty thick because it's straight cream cheese. But hey, I wanted to make a dessert and a dinner, and now I can say that I have. And it's not too bad. It's pretty good. It's a little too rich for me, though. I think I'm all done for tonight. Alright, it's getting late. I turned my fairy lights off, and I think I'm going to call it a night. Tired. I will get back with you in the morning. Good night. Good morning. Wow, I'll tell you what, a dark car and a rainy night and a very comfortable sleeping pad. It's almost 10 o'clock and I just woke up. Here's my view. Let me show you where I'm at. Those are the Appalachian Mountains. And this is the Appalachian Trail. Yep. So, I guess I'll start packing up. I have a Packet Gourmet breakfast meal. So, I'm going to have that. And I might take a little walk. I can't go too far, thanks to my arthritic condition. But I can't be by the oldest national scenic trail in America and not take a couple steps. I've actually completed this section of the Appalachian Trail. Justin and I actually did this our second year that we were hiking the AT. And we, unbeknownst to us at the time, were hiking during a hurricane. And not only were we hiking during a hurricane, but we did the section in Connecticut. If any of you are familiar with the Appalachian Trail and the AT in Connecticut, we did the section in Connecticut that included St. John's Ledges during a hurricane. We got to camp that night. Not too far from here. We actually camped at the group campsite. Can't remember the name of it. I'll put it in down below here. I called my mom because I had service, and she said that a hurricane or tornado, maybe it was a tornado, whatever it was, touched down and that they had trees down in their backyard. And I'm like, oh, that kind of explains all the wind and the rain that we just hiked through. But yeah, I'm on River Road in Kent, Connecticut. I'm right across the street, basically on the AT. I mean, I'm off it because I'm parked, but if I were to go anywhere, I would be on the Appalachian Trail. So, and the Housatonic River is right across the street, so I'm definitely going to get some shots of that. And for the question that no one asked, but I'm going to answer anyway. Oh yeah, the porta potty was a game changer. Not having to get up and leave the car, it was a game changer. All right, so I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to start packing up, making breakfast. So when I first started backpacking, this is the backpacking stove that I got about, I want to say 7 years ago. Yeah, don't ask me why I picked that up. I got it from Amazon. It was like 15 bucks. And I didn't know any better at the time. That was it. It's pretty clunky, but I have discovered a new use for it, and it works perfectly with my frying pan. So I'm glad I still have it. I'm only really going to need it to boil water, because that's all this is going to need, and that's all my coffee's going to need. While I'm waiting for my breakfast to rehydrate, I'm boiling some more water because it's going to be a 2-cup of coffee kind of day, I think. And I think I found a name for the gnome. I'm going to call him Sven. Sven, what do you think? You like your name? No comment? All right. Sven it is. So, welcome to the Stealth Camping Alliance, Sven. We're glad to have you along. I think the polenta and pork sausage is ready. Oh, looks pretty thick. I've had this one before. Not for a while, but I have. So I'm going to have my breakfast and my coffee, and then we're going to take a little walk down the AT. Let's take a little walk, shall we? So for those of you who aren't familiar with the Appalachian Trail, it is the oldest continuous footpath designated in the United States. Starting at its southern terminus in Georgia, it spans, as of 2023, 2,198.1, I think, miles. So anyone who thru-hiked the Appalachian Trail this year hiked 2,198 miles from Georgia to the northern terminus on top of Mount Katahdin in Maine. And 50 or so miles of it passed through the northwest corner of Connecticut, which is my state, and where we're at today. So this section, my car is parked right after you come off St. John's Ledges, which is up there. And then you get this really nice road walk. So on one side of me are the mountains, and you can't see it yet, but we'll get to it. On the other side of me is the Housatonic River. This is my favorite trail. I learned about it in a psychology book in college, when I was in college in 2007, which is hilarious because I love the outdoors, and I've hiked and camped since I was a little bitty baby. But I had never heard about the Appalachian Trail. I was reading a workbook for my psychology class, and I saw a lady with white hair standing next to a tree. And the caption next to the picture of the lady by the tree said, "This woman is hiking the Appalachian Trail." And then it said something like, "Studies show when people get older, if they set goals for themselves, it helps them not fall into depression," or something to that effect. And I was like, what's the Appalachian Trail? And I started doing my research, and I'm like, it goes through my state, and I've never even heard of it. So that year, I asked my husband, can we hike the Appalachian Trail in Connecticut? And he said, okay. Borrowed gear from our friends because we didn't have good backpacking gear. On our first trip, our friends told us that they were confident that we could do 25 miles in 2 days. That display of confidence was a little higher than what we actually did, which was 12 miles in 2 days. And this was our trip the following year, from where we left off the year before to Dawn Hill Road, which is at the end of this road walk. and that was another dozen or so miles. Went out a third time with my son, and I couldn't carry a backpack. I had just been diagnosed with arthritis, and I thought I wasn't going to be able to hike anymore. But I was laid up with an RA flare-up in 2016, watched a young blonde woman from Alabama, binge-watched her through hike of the Appalachian Trail. Her name is Dixie, and her YouTube channel is Homemade Wanderlust, if you've never heard of it. And that inspired me. And at the end of her hike, she put out a video saying, "Who can't hike the Appalachian Trail?" and basically gave examples of people with disabilities, amputees, Bill Irwin, who was blind with his seeing eye dog, and just listed all the people who, despite the odds, were through hiking the Appalachian Trail. And basically, what's your excuse? I was like, all right, I'll figure it out. And I started section hiking. But this time my goal wasn't to finish Connecticut. My goal was to finish the whole stinking thing. So here I am 12 years later, kind of back in that place. There you go, there's a Housatonic River. Back in that place of not being able to hike like I want to. But I've completed 708.8 miles of the Appalachian Trail, and I am proud of that. And that is something I'm pretty dang thankful for. So I had to hop in my car because I couldn't walk all the way down here, and I really wanted to see the river a little more close up. The roads are a little dicey, so I'm not going to go any further than this. Had a lot of rain last night, got water over the road and some erosion in some spots today, so this is as risky as I'm willing to be. But the Housatonic is flooded. In 2023, I heard someone say a couple weeks ago that something like 39 of 52 weekends of 2023 have been rained out. Rainy weekend, and might as well add one or two more because it rained all last weekend and it rained this weekend, so that makes at least 41 of 52 for us in New England. Retreated back to the car because it's raining and I'm getting wet. I would like to thank you for joining me and Sven wherever he is. I'm thankful for all of you who've watched this video. Merry Christmas for those of you who celebrate Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa for those of you who celebrate Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah for those of you who celebrate Hanukkah. Happy Festivus for the rest of yous. Happy New Year. And I'll see you down the trail. And don't tell my husband about Sven. He might not understand.